Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today I am going to be filming a video that I am inspired by a TikTok I saw. So in this TikTok, this girl talked about how she has a list of her favorite authors, and then she went through and she said the best book by that author and the worst book by that author. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I picked a bunch of my favorite authors and I'm going to be reading what in my opinion is their best book, and then in my opinion is their worst book of the books that I've read. Of course, there's so many other books that these people have written that I just haven't read yet, but I'm getting there. So first off, I'm going to start out with a really uncontroversial opinion. No, not uncontroversial. Controversial opinion, and that is Jodi Picoult. So my favorite Jodi Picoult, this is not the controversial part, is Mad Honey. I adored Mad Honey. It was so incredible. The story, the twists, the turns, how everything ends up, it's just so good. I could not look away. I highly recommend this one. Then we have my least favorite, which this is the why do I keep saying uncontroversial? This is the controversial part, and that is that my least favorite is actually 19 Minutes. And this is like a beloved book. Like, this is truly beloved, and I just feel like I read it at the wrong time. I feel like I need to read this one again and give it a second chance. This one is about a school shooting, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And that's not to say I didn't love this book, because I actually did really enjoy this book, but it's just my least favorite of all of the Jodi Picoults that I've read. Now let's get into some Suzanne Collins. My favorite Suzanne Collins book is Catching Fire. Catching Fire, there is nothing quite like Catching Fire. This is a sequel done so incredibly right. It is so good. It gives you all of the feelings from the first book, but it's intense and it's intensified. I adored Catching Fire. Now the one that I didn't enjoy so much is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. However, this is another book that I feel like I need to give a second chance. I feel like after seeing the movie, I would like this book even more, and especially after reading Sunrise on the Reaping, like, I feel like I need to go back and give this one a second chance. I just didn't love it. It tells the story of President Snow, who is like the villain in the series, and it just didn't hit for me, but I fear that I need to read this one again, give it a second chance. Next we have Erin Morgenstern. Erin Morgenstern wrote one of my favorite books of all time, The Night Circus. I love this book. The atmosphere, the vibes, everything about this book just spoke to me. It was so incredible. And then I read The Starless Sea, and this one just didn't hit the same way. This is like a book in a book type of scenario, and I found that I just don't actually always love that. It's not like my favorite thing ever. I just somehow I didn't connect to this one the way that I connected to this one. So that's my best and worst book from this author. Now let's talk about one of my favorite books of all time, which I feel like I've said a lot. This is like my most recommended book. I recommend this book to everyone, and that is Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary. Oh my gosh, if you want to read an incredible book, you need to pick this up. Even if you don't like sci-fi, I'm telling you, this book is so incredible. The relationships in this book, everything that just happens in this book is so shocking and so surprising. It's about this man who wakes up and he's on a ship and he has no clue what his mission is. He has no clue anything about what he's supposed to do because he can't remember, and he's all alone, and oh my god, it's so good. And then we have Artemis. Artemis. It just wasn't good. It just wasn't good, which is saying something, because The Martian by Andy Weir is another one of my favorite books, and Artemis just wasn't that good. It's about a colony on the moon, and our main character is just extremely unlikable. It just didn't hit the way that the other ones that Andy Weir has written have hit. Next, let's talk Kristen Hanna. My favorite Kristen Hanna is The Great Alone. This story is so heartbreaking, so gut-wrenching. It will have you on the edge of your seat. This one takes place in Alaska, which I love books that take place in Alaska. This book just has everything. This is absolutely the blueprint. And then I read Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna. This is kind of like a little fable type of story, and I'm so sorry. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good. This is a Christmas book, and I don't even recommend reading it at Christmas. It's not good. I didn't like it. Now let's talk Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote one of my favorite books, Daisy Jones and the Six. This is all interview format. It is so incredible. If you haven't read this book and you haven't watched the series, you need to. This is a must read. It is so incredible. And then my least favorite is actually a book that I did like. It's just my least favorite. of Taylor Jenkins Reid stuff because I'm a big Taylor Jenkins Reid stan. This one is just my least favorite. That doesn't mean I didn't like it. It just means that it's not my favorite, and that was Malibu Rising. I just didn't connect as much to the characters in this as I did in her other books, so that's why this one is at the bottom of my ranking. Next, we'll talk VE Schwab. My favorite VE Schwab, duh, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I love this book. I love this book. It's about a girl who makes a deal with the devil, to live forever, but the only thing is that nobody will remember her. Oh my gosh, it'll break your heart. It'll sew it back up. It is so incredible. And then my least favorite is actually one that I definitely need to do a reread of because I want to read the second book in this series. My least favorite was Vicious. I just didn't connect as much with these characters as I did with some of the other characters in her other books. But like I said, I feel like I need to read this again and read the second book to kind of like complete the story, and I feel like I will like it even more the second time. Maybe I just read it at the wrong point in my life, but Vicious is my least favorite VE Schwab. And finally, we have TJ Klune. My favorite TJ Klune is just like everybody else's. My favorite TJ Klune is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I love this book. It is so heartwarming, so incredible. Everything about this book is perfect to me. I wouldn't change a single thing. It is just that good. My least favorite TJ Klune was In the Lives of Puppets. It just didn't hit as much. It's about robots, and I don't know, it wasn't what I was looking for at the time. And it's not to say I didn't like enjoy my time reading it, because I did. I still finished it, enjoyed it, but it just wasn't my favorite of TJ Klune's books. It wasn't a bad book per se, but it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. And with that being said, those are all of the best and worst books from my favorite authors. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!